There we go.
Okay. Alright guys, today we're going to learn about holds. Lately we've been seeing a lot of fraud and a lot of larger checks come through both our drive-thru and our lobby. So this is just to something called to hold or not to hold. Basically giving us a little bit of a summary when we should place holds and regulation CC and what have you. So team members are confident with making the decision to hold or not to hold many times throughout each day. Since banks in general are seeing an increase in the number of checks being returned unpaid, how this question is answered will often determine whether or not a loss is prevented. The placement of regulation CC holds is safe and secure precaution which delays the availability of funds when deposit risk has been identified. A hold can help customers avoid the potential inconvenience and expense of an overdraft while also protecting them and the bank from a loss. They have updated regulation CC, so now all checks are considered local checks, and the hold durations have been revised to reflect this change. The revisions shorten the length of time funds. Consequently, the bank and our customers bear the burden of increased exposure to loss from the return of unpaid items. So while regulation CC has been changed for the convenience of customers, it's also inconvenienced them by also placing a bigger risk for loss for both them and the bank. So while balancing all factors, team members should also understand that each transaction or set of circumstances will be unique. Know how to engage the customer in conversation for best results, such as asking them where the check's from, do they often get these checks. So when we usually get our second set of eyes, our managers are very good at asking them these questions to figure out if it's fraud. Strictly adhere to the guidelines established by the Expedited Funds Availability Act, Regulation CC, and always consult with the next level of authority rather than giving the customer what they demand. So again, unfortunately, Regulation CC does not guarantee losses will be prevented. It is important to understand that a Regulation CC hold may not provide protection from loss or certain items when where they have longer reclamation periods. For example, altered checks, items drawn on a foreign bank, items with missing, forged, or improper endorsement, demand drafts. Regulation CC also provides some guidelines for when a hold is not appropriate. Do not You cannot place a regulation CC hold for same day items. The first 200 will become available to the customer immediately, and case by case next day availability is not allowed. However, this does not mean that same day availability items and next day availability items must be accepted for deposit without question. The item could be refused and removed from transaction when fraud is suspected or confirmed. So many times we do get customers that ask us, why should we place a hold on this if we always place something like that? Our managers and us, like we said, by case will determine and explain to them that the size of the check has a lot to do with it, and so we have reason to suspect that it might come back on them. So it's for the protection of them and us as well. So I hope y'all learn about whole regulation CC a little more in depth today. That's it.